Shalom. First, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. I want to give a double honor to the apostles of the Great Millstone, who has taught me this truth. I want to give a peace and blessings so that I came across the four corners of the earth and teach this truth, and rest their life to do so in truth and sincerity. It's going to be a quick video. I kind of made a video a couple days ago about the topic that I'm going to get into. It's going to be a various topic, and Lord willing, it is edifying. Lord willing, brothers get something from it. You know, Lord willing, the Spirit be on me to edify you, Akim. So I was just thinking, man, about the elect, right? About Israel coming back to who we are, coming back to what we know, coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments, coming back to the Lord. And what our people don't understand is that it's not a whole hand theory. It's not a whole hand with the other nation party. It's not a, oh yeah, we all finna be saved, because you gotta understand that the other nations don't need to be saved from anything. The other nations are in control of your life, and that's factual, okay? The other nations are in control of your life. The other nations have governments set up and established, and they work with each other for the most part. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't have any strong governments or that have influence over the whole earth. You don't have that, and if you do, it's probably the bottom of the barrel, really. Okay? Because scriptures say that this is not our rest, and it's evident. You know? It's evident, man. You know, you can look at all the bullshit that go on. You can look at everything that go on around you, everything that happens around you, and you can just tell. You can just see. Sometimes you be fed up with this shit, man. I'm fed up with it. You know? The Lord gets us through day by day. But what you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans gotta understand is that this is not our world, man, and we are going to have the other nations. We are going to have the other nations in subjection. We're going to have the other nations in captivity. Okay. You know, when you read Isaiah the 60th chapter, you know, when you read when the Lord said He'll redeem His people. You know, when you read the scripture that say He's going to come deliver us from the countries where we dwell at, because we are things in Baruch 4, because we're scattered abroad, man. We're scattered everywhere. We don't have our own land, and it's evident. We didn't even know we was, like, the majority of you Negroes don't even know you Israelites. You're still calling yourself African Americans, man. And that's the most confused. What is that? You know, what is that? Okay. What is that? That's two continents. That's two places. That's a sign of confusion. Okay, how is it that the Japanese and the Chinese know the difference between each other, but you Negroes don't know the difference between y'all and the Africans? Okay, black cat and black dog ain't the same thing. So we got to understand that, hey, it's not about, oh, we have our own. We could go back to Africa. Nah, because we didn't dwell in Africa in the first place. We migrated to Africa. Okay? We migrated to Africa, man. Once they came in and took over our city, man. Once these heathen came and did what they did to our heathen, and throughout all scriptures, even when you read the Maccabees, it tells you how strong the hatred was towards us from the heathen. It tells you that, and it's evident. Why do you think they tried so hard to kill us? And their main thing was what? Oh, we're going to test their morals and principles. We're going to test and see if they, well, in my opinion, one of the main things was we're going to test and see if they really fear who they say they fear. Right? Oh, come eat this pork. Oh, no. You can't circumcise your son. Oh no, you don't follow the law, statutes, commandments. No, you're gonna follow, like in the scripture, First Maccabees, it says, there went out wicked men of Judah or Israel, that said, let us make a covenant with the heathen for how's it go? So I'm roughly paraphrasing the scripture. So for since we've been catching hell ever since we've been going against them, so let's go with them, right? It's another scripture where I think it was Matthias, if I'm not mistaken, that slew that Jake that tried to make a wicked sacrifice because he was inflamed with zeal. So Matthias slew him because he was inflamed with zeal, right? And he couldn't see that wicked sacrifice being made, so he slew him, right? But in the scripture it says the king had gave him license to sin. So that tells you, after the Lord Yahweh say, he has given no man license to sin, but a man, right? A man on earth that's a heathen say, oh, I'm gonna give the Israelites license to sin. That tells you the mindset of these heathens, man. And you niggas, you dudes shouldn't be, you so-called black men and Mexican men and Native American men shouldn't be, you shouldn't be so caught up at all into wanting to save the heathen, wanting to join hand with the heathen, wanting to be around the heathen, wanting the heathen to share a plate with you, and wanting the heathen to meet Yahweh Shai, wanting the heathen to partake in a dinner with Yahweh Shai. That's not happening, man. That's not gonna happen at all. It ain't gonna happen. It won't happen. It can't happen at all, man. Okay? We're gonna have these heathen in full captivity, just like they had us in captivity, just like they still have us in captivity to this day. How they set up their money system, how they set up the way they govern the earth, how they set up the way they run the world, how they set up their rules. Okay, they're gonna have to abide by our rules. Okay, and the time to come very soon. Okay, they're gonna have to abide by our rules and do what we say through the Lord Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, man. Through Yahweh, on down to Yahweh Shai to Yahweh Shai's joint heirs, man, which is the elect. Okay, so it's not everybody can partake in what we got going on party. No, it's not that type of. The scriptures don't say that. And don't ever get it confused with, oh, the Gentile. You gotta understand. You gotta break down words. You gotta know the difference between Gentiles. You gotta understand that our people are scattered abroad, and that who Paul was talking to. Okay, you gotta understand our people were scattered abroad, because before we came into this truth, us being Israelites now, I was a Gentile. I was a so-called African American, right? Just like you hear, like Jake calling themselves after the names where they dwelt, because they're Gentiles, but that don't mean that their bloodline goes back to that name. That don't mean that the bloodline, goes back to that country, or goes back to the people. Like if you hear Jay call himself a Roman, that don't mean he was a Roman, or Italian. That don't mean he was an Italian. Okay, if he's a Jake, he's a Jake. He just dwelt in Italy. You know, but if he was a Jake, he was a Jake, man. You can't get around that. Okay, and it's evident because the scripture said the spirit bears witness with our spirit. Another scripture, it says he has not dealt so with any other nation, man. The Lord hasn't dealt with any other nation. He has not dealt so with any other nation. The Lord's not a man that he should change. The Lord is not a man that he... So like the scriptures say, the Lord changes not, man. And there's nothing new under the earth. Okay? There's nothing new under the sun. Okay? And it's not about, individually, because you had some jigs that came out to Kim yesterday, and they were on some my life. Listen, bro, we got punished as a whole, as a nation. We got punished as a whole, and to get rich, wealthy, right? Not rich, to get wealthy, right? You got to do some foul ass shit. And to even get rich, you kind of got to do some grimy shit in order for to get rich in this society. That tells you what kind of society we in. That tells you how backwards the society is. Okay? That's why we need a deliverance out of this place. That's why we need help. That's why we need to get out of this place. Okay? That's why we have to, with all our mind, all our power, and all our thought, we have to reattach ourselves to the Most High to the best of our abilities, man. Because that's the only way it's gonna work. Okay? Another thing that they said was, because a wicked man, to try to justify his wickedness. You know, he'll do anything to justify his wickedness. Okay? They were saying, oh well, the law is done away with. The law is done away with. Well, look, bro, let me tell you this. Okay? Yahweh Shai didn't come to destroy the law. He came to fulfill it. He fulfilled it. He kept the law while he was here on earth. Okay? So we are all, in the scriptures say, I think Baruch 4:1, it says, well, in Baruch it says, this is the conclusion of the whole matter. Okay? I think that's Baruch. You know, fear the Lord and keep his commandments. And if you do fear the Lord, you're going to keep his commandments. Okay? Because you know that the whole big thing, that the reason why we're going through what we're going through, one of the biggest things is because we didn't keep the commandments. So why, right? Why not keep it to the best of your ability? And if you were a real man of the Lord, and if you really cared about getting out of here, you really cared about salvation, you really were serious about all this, you will want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities. That's the difference between one third of Israel and the 2/3 of Israel. 2/3 of Israel was some party and bullshit mode, and God gonna forgive me for it later. No. Scriptures say that the eyes of the Lord are 10 times brighter than the sun, man. So he see everything that we do. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you can't have a balance. I'm not saying party and bullshit, but I'm not saying you can't have because you're in this flesh, you gotta have a balance. Okay? If some brothers like playing video games, some brothers like listening to music, some brothers might like you know, going out to a bar or taking a woman out places and dancing with their woman. You know, just a couple different things, man, brothers might like to do. So we gotta understand that. You can't get fully consumed in this world. You can't get fully consumed in that. And you got to be careful what you dabble into, okay? But you got to keep a balance, okay? But don't get it twisted. Keeping a balance is not being lukewarm. Being lukewarm is kind of believing and kind of don't. I'm full-fledged over here in the party and bullshit. I'm full-fledged over here in the world. I'm full-fledged in wickedness, right? But I'll watch a video every now and again just to see some brothers cut some Edomites and get it and use it for entertainment. That's a definition, not a definition, but that's an example of being lukewarm. Okay? You know, when you full-fledged in this thing, you risk everything in this world. You risk everything in this world to do this truth. You go out to the highways and byways and make yourself look. You might look crazy to some people, but we know what we do it for. Okay? It was cold as shit last night. Okay? We was out there last night. It'd be hot as shit in the summertime. We out there in the summertime. Okay? To make your calling and election sure. And in the time to come very soon, you people are going to be judged on a major level, on a major scale. In the time to come soon, you people are going to be judged heavily. The ones who heard, the ones who laughed, the ones who scoffed, the ones who betrayed us, the ones who talked behind us, the ones who try to tear our spirit down, the ones who try to take your crown. In due time, right? In due time, which is very soon, you people are going to be judged. Scriptures say a wave is compared to those who not gonna make it, and a drop of a wave is compared to those who are gonna make it to the kingdom of heaven. And Lord willing, I'll be of that drop. And you brothers that hear this word, be of that drop that make it to the kingdom. Okay? So Lord willing, man, this is edifying. Brothers, keep going. And I mean that. Keep going to the best of your abilities. Keep going. Keep going. You're going to have trouble in the flesh. You're going to have trouble. Okay? But pray always. Pray without ceasing. And keep going. Please keep going. Pray that we stay in this truth. And please keep going. I pray that I keep going. I pray that you brothers keep going. And brothers who do have videos, I do want to say this. December 10th, YouTube was making their terms different. And they're coming out with fines and all that stuff. So it's ways that you can change your page towards, I think it's child-proof, that brothers were saying I got to look more into it or whatever. But we have to all change our pages and all just make sure we're protected before December 10th, man. You know, so we don't, E gonna come out with some crazy shit. You know what I mean? And some crazy things, man. But if the Lord's for us, man, who can be against us? Okay, but just to protect ourselves while we're here on this side, okay, brothers just update their pages and switch their pages to the appropriate, to where it's safe. I think it's safe for children to watch or something like that. Just Lord willing, I could do a video on how to do it when I do it, or I could get the message out, or brothers could come across a video that's kind of explaining what I'm talking about, so you could be protected, so you don't have to, you don't have to go through whatever Esau's gonna try to put us through, unless the Lord wills it, man. So with that, man, Lord willing, videos edifying. I want to say Muath Lababul, Muath Lababul, Muath Lababul. I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And I want to say Shalom to you, Akim, Shalom.